Hello and welcome to your unique devotion for the day. Today we're going to finish up chapter 22, and it is entitled Jesus Faces the Sanhedrin. It's verses 66 through 71. So we're reading Luke chapter 22, verses 66 through 71. Here we go. As soon as it was day, the elders of the people, both chief priests and scribes, came together and led him into their council, saying, "If you are the Christ, tell us." But he said to them, "If I tell you, you will by no means believe. And if I also ask you, you will by no means answer me or let me go. Therefore, the Son of Man will sit on the right hand of the power of God." Then they all said, "Are you then the Son of God?" So he said to them, "You rightly say that I am." And they said, "What further testimony do we need? For we have heard it ourselves from his own mouth." So this is part of the story that is leading up to Jesus dying on the cross. And I've said this before, it's an interesting story. There's a bunch of old guys talking to a younger guy about who he really is, and, well, that's great. But there's more to it than that. So what does it have to do with you? How does this relate to you? If you can't find a way to get it to relate to you mentally and in your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, then it's just some story. You'll never get the meaning from it. Your life will never be changed by it. And every day that we read a little something else, God should be putting a question on your heart, something he's talking to you about, that he's asking you about, to get you to make that change in your heart. So there's little bits of change going on here all the time. And that's what builds us into better relationship with God and better connection with God. So that brings me to sharing time. I should call it that more often, just sharing time. Would you believe Jesus if he told you he was the Christ? If he came right now, dropped out of the sky, landed right in front of you, looked you straight in the eyes and said, "Hey, I'm the Christ." Would you believe him? Or would you not believe him at all? Or would there be a slight moment where you're like, "Whoa, who's this crazy guy? Oh, maybe he's the Christ." Sort of like, how often do you do that with the Holy Spirit? It's trying to call on you from the inside out. Are there times where you're like, "Well, maybe I should do what he's telling me to do"? Yeah, that doesn't always work out, right? He has shown you in his actions that he is the Christ. Not only in the past, in what we're reading here, but right now, in this life all around you, the breath that you breathe, if you're able to see what you see with your ears, if you're able to hear what you hear with your ears, what you smell, what you taste, the words that are coming out of your mouth, your actions, everything that exists around you, through you, who you are, he's showing you in his actions that he is the Christ, that God exists, that there is a Holy Spirit. Take the time to look around you. I think if you do that all day, you'll see that you rightly say that I am. You will say that there is a God. that Christ does exist. He says here that they will by no means let him go. Maybe you need to let him go. Unleash him in here. Stop holding on to him from a distance and keeping him at bay. Can't do that with his phone. But release him from your grips and what you want him to be, what you want him to do, and let him do his thing. How is it that you believe that he is the Son of God? How do you believe that he's the Son of God? Don't just repeat words you have already heard or said about that subject, about if he's the Son of God. Think more deeply about this. You should be able to add some tools to this thinking right now. Maybe it's the beauty of things you see outside. Maybe it's kind words that you see from people. Maybe it's the actions that the doors that he's opening in your life. Maybe it's new questions that are being asked. But see it more deeply than just what you've heard from other people or what you've said. Sometimes I've found in my life, well, not sometimes, I have found in my life that growing up in the church was good because it set me on the right path. It set me on a great path. But often I was repeating words like mantras because we just said things. We said prayers. We said certain things every Sunday, communion time. I was just repeating them, and though they were great words, they weren't resonating in my mind or my heart anymore. And I have to remove myself from it and re-look at those words, re-look at those phrases, reignite the passion, the want to say them instead of just repeating them. And even things that I've said throughout the years to people, I need to make sure that I'm not just habitually repeating them, but that I'm living it in the moment, and which is that connection with God, the connection with Christ, the connection with the Holy Spirit. It's building that communication. So don't just repeat the words you have already heard or said about how you should believe in the Son of God, but think about it more deeply. You might have to take 30 seconds today. Stop listening to all the noises and sounds around you. Just bring yourself in, let the world out. It's called meditation, it's called prayer. And think about that and just reconnect, re-solidify. Okay? So on that note, comments below, like the video, totally appreciate it. I appreciate all the people that view this from different aspects and the subscribers that I have. If you can, please take the time to subscribe. It helps to build this channel in a much more dynamic way. Check the D box, put some music down there again today along with my email. Still looking for a feature. I'm going to feature someone. One of these days it'll happen. On that note, you know what's next. Till next time, I hope that God gives you all the blessings you don't deserve and all the blessings you do deserve in abundance. Till next time, have a wonderful day.